Hey, what's going on, guys? Jesse Dale here with Macro Missionary, and I wanted to take a little deeper dive into artificial sweeteners. And I used to be really pro artificial sweetener, like, hey, it's fine as long as macros and all that. And artificial sweeteners typically don't have any macros, or they have very, very low energy value. But a few things that I would like to increase your awareness of regarding artificial sweeteners. First of all, as far as like risk of cancer or anything like that, they just have not been able to establish that link at all. So, I'm going to help you increase your awareness of artificial sweeteners, but I'm also not going to vilify them unjustly. The ADA, American Diabetics Association, and the American Heart Association both advocate artificial sweeteners as a way to decrease type 2 diabetes, decrease fatty liver disease, and decrease obesity, again, from their ability to save you on calories, okay, which is what they're a little bit designed for. So if you're eating less calories because you're eating artificial sweeteners instead of regular sugar, well, that can reduce a lot of calories on a weekly and yearly basis. But let's take a look at some awareness issues that you may want to take a closer look at regarding your artificial sweeteners. One, the artificial sweeteners, they are hyper sweet. So a very small amount, that's why they have low calories. So a very small amount of artificial sweeteners is going to access your sugar receptors in a large way. And our sugar receptors can become kind of burned out or almost like neutralized. So what happens there is when you have something that should be palatable, like fruit, the fruit just doesn't taste as good. And we know that we get a lot of micronutrients from fruit. So our body's used to this hyper palatable sweetness. You've kind of raised the bar with sweetness, and then you tend to crave nutrient dense foods even less because you want the mega sweet taste. So they found in some studies that people stopped eating fruits and they stopped actually eating vegetables as well because they had this affinity to chase this hyper palatable response that their sugar receptors had grown accustomed to. So that's actually a big thing to be aware of. And when you look at how easy it is to eat artificial sweeteners, and they're in everything. They're in almost every supplement, pre-workout, diet product. I mean, it's very easy to have them in pretty high amounts, okay? So number two is they stimulate those sugar receptors without a caloric value. So you're stimulating your sugar receptors, okay, which, again, we already talked about what goes on with there, then that becomes your new bar that you want to chase. But you're going to get an insulin response and you're going to get a biological response without calories. So what I found is when I'm mega dosing, and that tends to be when I'm eating the most artificial sweeteners is when I'm in a caloric deficit, getting ready for a show or whatnot. And they found that can actually stimulate hunger. So it's kind of like you give your body this sweetness, and it's like, oh, awesome. And it's kind of like, hey, where's the cream filling? Like, where are the calories? And that can create a hunger response. So they can actually end up making you more hungry. I found from personal experience that's not the truth with everyone, but I found that it is the case with myself. And then lastly, artificial sweeteners tend to be associated with the engineered and inflammatory foods, okay? So, the bloated feeling that you get, and again, that's not anything necessarily, it's something that comes and goes, but inflammation is at an all-time high in our society in general. That's why I take NRF1, NRF2, Protandim. So we're already in an inflamed society. Our omega-3s and omega-6s tend to be out of whack. So you don't want to necessarily, throw oil on the fire necessarily. So, there isn't much data that I was able to find that artificial sweeteners themselves were inflammatory, but they do seem to be associated with a lot of inflammatory foods and a lot of engineered foods. And remember, engineered foods are designed to be hyper palatable, and they're designed to have addictive properties, right down to the crunch in the pretzel and right down to the crunch in every Pringle that you eat. So now you're mixing very, very high sugar with hyper palatable foods that are engineered by man or woman to be addictive. So those would be the top 3 things just to be aware of. And if you just look around at like all the artificial sweeteners you're taking in, I drink Diet Cola. I'm not going to stop because of these 3 things, but I'm definitely going to be aware. Be like, oh wow, it's in my BCAAs. Wow, it's in my Diet Cola. Wow, it's in my pre-workout. Holy cow, it's in this cereal. It's in that cereal. It's like, you have your Splenda with your coffee. So we tend to just be upping the dose more and more and more. So just be aware of those artificial sweeteners. Remember these 3 points. If there's anything else you'd like us to cover, or any topics you'd like to hear, shoot us an email, coaching@macromissionary.com, or drop us a comment. If you're looking for nutritional coaching, we'd love to form a relationship with you. If you're looking for maybe nutrition certification, maybe you already are a coach, let us know. We can actually provide that for you. We're really excited about our certification launch. You guys have a rockin' Monday and a great rest of your week.